Welcome to Mediocre Gamecast, episode 7, Wednesday, April 30th. I'm your host, ToGhost132, or Nick Houston, whatever. Joining me, as always, Jacob Olsen, also known as Not Busy Enough. Let me introduce your whole alias.
Manage the sentence first.
Let's start over. I'm sick of looking like an idiot.
No, we're
That just
going.
goes natural.
You just made it worse.
I'm always
Jacob Olsen, not busy. Yeah, well, get used to it.
All right, cool.
That's not busy enough. Also joining us, as always, Joshua Dabney, also known as Beastum21. You see how he didn't say anything while I was introducing him?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I got them 84s poking out in the club. I'm showing out.
And Brad Konerman, also known as Zosmo.
What's going on, guys?
Good introduction.
All right.
All right.
I love that.
I got
awkward.
all kinds of shit to talk about today, so you don't even
all kinds
don't
of
even
dreams
start
to speak of.
Don't
All right.
even start with me.
Fine. We're going to go around the table, talk about shit. Olsen, because you're an idiot and a fuck up, let's start with you.
Oh,
All
cool.
that rude.
I mean, because you're a really nice guy and a friend, let's start with you. Jacob Olsen, go.
Yeah, really. We're good friends and stuff. I have been doing a lot. Just been really busy this week, but I did start, got off GOG.com Roller Coaster Tycoon with that loopy landscapes and them corkscrew follies add-ons. Been playing the shit out of that game because it's such a great game. But I'm actually, I forgot how fun it is and how, being an adult and playing it now, I'm so much better at the game and it makes it more fun for me. Before I didn't know why I would fail the scenarios and stuff like that, and now I'm like, oh, I should do 70 cents instead of 60 for this ride or some shit like that.
When you were saying I didn't know why I would fail, I just imagined you playing that game as a really little kid, and your mom walks in your room and you're like, Mom, why do I fail? And she just looks at you disgusted.
Oh,
Shakes her
Jacob.
head and walks out.
Just
No, she
spits on
doesn't
the
even
floor.
say anything. She just fucking half closes her eyes, squints her eyes at you, and just walks
Sits
out.
in the corner.
Just
Shut up.
I think the best way to measure how successful your park is in that game is to see how many people you can get to throw up but still stay in the park.
Now, I got it down. I got my sweepers assigned to rows outside the rides that make you sick. I'm
So
a
they just
tycoon.
So basically, you're a
Just
slave
sweep the
driver.
I'm a tycoon.
Yeah, I'm a slave driver basically. But
Is that the game where you can fucking angle the roller coaster to go back onto the line of people and they can
Yeah.
go through them? Yeah, that's the best part of the game. Or trap them all in a fucking endless loop.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. So you
You,
can't never get out.
put the ride exit
And it's
right
how
above
do
a
I get
pool
out
water.
of here?
The ride never ends.
You, throw up all the prices, and they're just stuck in there.
Yeah, but I'm seriously thinking about maybe doing a YouTube series, bringing back my YouTube channel just with this game. But I can't figure out how I would do it without it being depressingly boring.
Super
So
long and boring.
I
Yeah.
keep telling you, all you have to do is talk during the videos, which you won't do.
well, I mean,
Or
what am
do
I going to
something
talk about?
funny.
Yeah, this path looks good right here.
Like,
Let's
hey
put
guys,
a
today I'm going to
bush here.
build nothing but roller coasters with loops and see if all my passengers survive. Just have a bunch of crazy loops going around the whole park.
Well,
That's
I learned this algorithm in my calculus class at college.
I don't sound like that. Shut up.
It's okay.
All right, yeah, that's about it though. That's for me.
Okay, Dabney. Fire your lasers, man. What have you been up to?
Power up the lasers. I've been playing a lot of League, a lot of ranked games. I kind of just gave up on just sustaining in gold. Now I just play whatever, jungle, top lane, and all that stuff. But I can save that for the League cast. Played ever since you guys were like, oh, you can get emulators on your phone. So you can only guess what I did. I downloaded an emulator on my phone, and I've been playing Pokemon for the Game Gear or whatever it was, the Game Boy Advance or which one it was.
Hold on.
Probably
And,
Game Boy
Are you
Advance.
talking about the Game Gear or the Game Boy Advance?
Game Boy Advance.
Is Game Gear a thing? It sounds like
I think
it
it was
is.
Game Gear was Sega, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That was Sega's version.
I got the Game Boy Advance, the one that has Fire Red on it or whatever, and I've been playing that relentlessly. Of course, I had to pick Charmander because he's only the best. And
It's like
Squirtle
it's
is-
like the man way to play the old Pokemon games. The first 3 gym leaders are hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's like,
Dude,
welcome.
I forgot how much of a disadvantage you are against like Brock and Misty. Dude, it's ridiculous. Like if you don't have like the right supporting guys to help you do those two, dude, it takes forever.
Yeah, Brock kicks your ass because like the only Pokemon you can get to fucking fight him are things that can
Pidgey.
get your ass beat by rock type Pokemons.
Oh, cool. Pidgey and
It's like, let me capture this Rattata
Yeah.
and fight against this Onyx over here.
It's like
Yeah,
awesome.
it's retarded. But yeah, I've been playing that. Still playing my cell phone games in general. Just been keeping busy with those.
Let me ask you a question.
Which
Like-
Pokemon was the one that wiggled? Was it like the Caterpie or whatever?
What?
It had like a wiggle attack or some shit.
Magikarp? Are you talking about Splash?
No, not Splash. I'm talking about. God, I thought it was called
Oh.
Wiggle.
How did you have a childhood without Pokemon?
I played the shit out of it. Maybe I just
No,
remember
you didn't.
from-
No, you didn't.
from the way he moved or something when he attacked me. I'm pretty sure it was one of the bug Pokemon. That was like a caterpillar. It's either
I
It could've
remember
been
playing
Caterpie
Pokemon.
or
Caterpie
Weedle.
is a caterpillar.
Caterpie or Weedle. One of those guys.
They
That's
didn't have
what I
a
just
wiggle attack, though.
It looked like I don't know. I just remember it as Wiggle.
Well, I mean,
It's
it was
early
Game
out
Boy. It
here,
was
man.
pretty much like a sprite might move back and forth sometimes, so there wasn't
Tail
really
whip
a
the whole
wiggle.
body.
Tail whip.
moves.
That's what it was. That's what the
See?
wiggle was. That's what it would do on
Do the
screen, though.
wiggle for me. Do the wiggle for me.
Yeah, but I don't think Caterpie had tail whip.
Yeah, he didn't. So Coleman's dumb.
He had string shot and tackle.
They had fucking Harden, and that was it when he caught him.
Yeah, and Harden when it turned into a Metapod.
Houston and Dabney, you guys played the other Pokemon games, though, right?
There was a couple that I didn't play, like the ones, it was like Ruby and Sapphire, and like those I didn't play. I played the
There's so many
White.
now.
I tried to play the new ones, but like I played the original ones, obviously, and then I played Yellow, which was the same fucking thing, except you start with Pikachu. And then
Yeah, I
I
played
tried
Yellow.
to play the other ones, and I had like no fucking idea what the new Pokemon were, where they were, what was going on, and I hated them. And then I tried
Yeah.
playing the new one now. I was like, this is kind of fun, but like all the Pokemon just seem retarded now. I'm like, I want the fucking, all I do is catch the original ones when I see them,
Yeah.
and no other ones. I'm like, that one's stupid.
Yeah, but now they all have like these crazy combinations. They'll be like rock and water types, so they
You
have like
can-
no like weaknesses. It's
You
like,
can breed them, right? You can breed them
it's like
also.
how am I supposed to beat this thing?
Well, I was
You
going to
can mix
ask,
two
like,
Pokemon, I thought, and breed them to make an egg or whatever.
you can
Yeah,
breed
that
with
was
Ditto.
that happened in a long time ago. Like that was introduced. I can't remember
but
which
it
one.
it
though.
wasn't like the original like 3, right?
I think it was, or maybe it was the
I think
next
it
one,
was.
Gold and Silver, is where you could.
I think it was Game Boy Advance. 'Cause I picked up one of those, and I was like, "What the fuck? You can make them have babies."
Yeah.
I bet there's some super nerdy guy like listening to this. Like, I'm not gonna listen to this podcast anymore. They don't even
This
know what
podcast
fucking.
sucks. They don't even know everything about Pokemon.
They don't even know which Pokemon game they introduced breeding in. Fucking casuals.
Casual.
This really
Pokemon.
is mediocre.
Let me push my glasses up.
I was going to ask, though, did
Let me move
Onyx
my
ever
gut
get
out of the
an
way so I can see
evolution?
my dick so I can pee.
Onyx was
Oh,
like my favorite,
Illuminati.
one of my favorite Pokemon, and I always wanted him to have an evolution.
He does now.
He does. He did in Gold and Silver. He turned into Steelix, but that was with the steel coat, and you had to trade him, which was gay. I always hated that about Pokemon. You had to trade certain ones.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want a Machamp. Well, I gotta actually have friends to get him.
Yeah,
I actually
I
bought
have to have
both red and blue, and like would trade with my sister's Game Boy, like trade with myself.
I don't have any friends.
I had friends, but I didn't have friends that were like, yeah, I have a Game Boy and also of the game and also a fucking cord and shit to hook them up to. Like, like you know how
They're just
fucking
like-
hard it was for kids to get that all that shit. Like, and you couldn't explain to your parents. They're like, why do you want this fucking cord or whatever? You're like, to trade to my friend to get a fucking Machamp or whatever the fucking. Like, they're
Hey,
just
train
looking
my-
at you like you're stupid.
I needed to train my
Gengar,
level
you don't
200 Chin
understand.
Pokemon.
It's like, "Hey Nick,
I
you
need
want to
all
come down here
151.
by the riverbed and we can play in the mud?"
It's
Yeah.
weird that you say that because my childhood, before I like had internet and video games, I pretty much would go outside in the summer and we had an apple
Fuck
tree.
around.
We had an apple tree and they would all fall off and like rot on the ground. and bees.
Probably had bees everywhere.
Yeah, bees would come and eat them. So we'd go outside with fucking like
That sounds awful.
these tennis rackets that had
you
like
told me this
plastic in the
before.
thing, and we'd fucking hit the bees off the apples, and then we'd fucking run from them. So
Best conditioning program ever.
Actually,
that was my childhood before internet.
I actually have to say something on that. Like my dad is a gym teacher, and he brought home like a really beat up badminton racket one day. And you know those little tiny moths that fly up from the grass when you're just walking along?
Yeah.
I hate moths so bad that I would go out in the grass and kick them up and thwack them with the badminton bat so they like explode. Like I would commit
Moth
genocide.
Slayer over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hit bees and June bugs with fucking like empty Pepsi bottles and tennis rackets.
Golly.
Goddamn devil hell beasts.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Just straight
I do
slaughter.
hate bees.
What else have you done, Dabney?
I actually watched the new Spider-Man. I know people are listening. They're like, well, Spider-Man doesn't come out till May 2nd. Yeah, I watched it on the internet. But,
Probably
man,
legal,
you
right?
guys-
it was actually pretty good. I
have
like
the-
the new Spider-Man.
You just dodged the
And-
question.
If you can't have the fucking FBI kicking down your goddamn door already this episode, you're like, yeah, I got an emulator. I watch movies illegally on the internet. Blah, 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 blah.
No, but it was really good, though. I like the new Spider-Man. A lot of people are like, well, he looks too hipster and like he's got like the spiky hair
He's
and whatever.
fuck ton
Like,
better than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even care about any of that. If anyone wants to go back and watch the old Spider-Mans and see how overacted that Spider-Man movie was because of Tobey Maguire, like that is the one reason it killed it for me. Is like his stupid faces and his crying scenes that he had where he's like spitting everywhere. And it's like, ew. Yeah.
Uncle Ben
Mouth is- he's like drooling everywhere and stuff. It's like every time he like breathes out, like spit goes flying everywhere. It's like, ugh, you're disgusting.
I actually did
But,
go back and try to watch the original Spider-Man movie with fucking Tobey Maguire, and the thing that killed it for me was the green screen on everything. Like, I didn't notice it before because maybe I watched in like standard definition and shit, but watching it in like Blu-ray quality on Netflix, I'm just like, ugh, fuck, like terrible.
I can. The only one I can stand is the second one because Doc Ock is probably my favorite Spider-Man villain, and that's the only thing I can say positive about the old movies is that guy who played Dr. Octopus did a really good job.
Yeah.
I thought that was like really good. All the other villains could like suck my dick. They
Dude,
should have done
how they
fucking
did-
Venom
like,
right away.
Venom-
You don't even like
Venom was
Kingpin?
my favorite supervillain, and when they ruined Venom for me, I was like, "This is an abomination." Like,
I know
you need
who we
burn
should get to
all
play
these
Venom.
villains.
The guy from that '70s show, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the nerdy
Yeah.
guy who's like get beat up by everyone, right? Everybody's like, "Totally, like high fiving all of each other. It's like, ooh.
My
That's a
favorite
very
Spider-Man.
forceful high five.
Yeah, my favorite Spider-Man Spider-Man villain is Kingpin, and they killed him in Daredevil, and it was the worst
Oh
movie ever
yeah,
made.
when what's his name played it?
Ben Affleck.
Wait, I didn't see that one yet.
Well, that's who played Daredevil, but I mean that black guy who played Kingpin.
Oh god, I can't think of his name now. I
Morgan Freeman.
That's the one.
I couldn't resist.
The guy didn't he die? He's like
Yeah, I gotta.
He played in the 8 Mile or Green Mile.
Yeah, 8 Mile.
Green Mile.
He played Eminem in it. No, I know Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah,
I was
that's who it
fucking. I
is.
couldn't think of his name. Yeah, he died because he was gigantic.
And he had the deepest voice on the planet.
My name's Michael Clark Duncan.
They call me John Coffee.
I'm trying to do it. Let's laugh.
I'll get the cancer out of you. It doesn't sound like him at all.
Put your dick in my hands.
Pretty much.
They
What'd
drew
you-
first blood.
Why'd you step on my fucking mouse?
It wasn't his mouse, though.
Why'd you
Anyway.
step on Dale's mouse? I don't know why we're making fun of him. He was pretty good actor.
Yeah.
He wasn't good. I actually liked him a lot.
His
but yeah, the
family's just
movie-
listening like, God, these assholes.
Yeah, it's like his mom's trying to be like, I'm going to find a podcast to listen to, and they're listening to this.
For some reason, she plays
some
video games.
reason-
Like,
it's
I want to
listening.
learn more about gaming, but not an in-depth version of it, just a mediocre one. She like comes on us.
We should title this episode "Fuck Michael Clark Duncan."
No, I like Michael Clark Duncan. I don't know why we're making fun of him. We're just
say
terrible
we're
people.
sorry, Michael.
We're sorry, Mike.
R.I.P. Just R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan.
There you go.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Okay. What were we talking about before? Oh,
The new
Damn
Spider-Man.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, the new Spider-Man, it was good. I liked it a lot. And without ruining anything, they finally did what I wanted them to do. Kind of get the story, generally speaking, in the area I was hoping that it would go. So
Did they
it's
kill
starting to
Emma
get a lot
Stone
better.
finally?
I'm not going to say that.
This dude's always got spoilers, man. Last episode he had spoilers. This episode he's got spoilers.
I had spoilers for what for last episode?
The Game of Thrones you're talking about.
I know something that you guys don't.
No,
He just hints. He just wants everyone to know that he knows.
He's like,
that I know.
Do you
But
know
anyways,
that I
outside
know
of
that,
that, I
we know
haven't-
that he knows that I know?
I haven't watched it. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones and stuff like that. Got to watch that Marvel tonight. The new episode came out, so I'm pretty excited.
I still need to fucking see Captain America too.
It's good. Oh, and apparently there's an extra, like, because you know how like all the Marvel movies, they're like, all right, so here's our end of movie clip, and I did that one like in between like the sort of credits.
Yeah.
It gives you one. But if you wait for the whole thing, there's one at the very end. So there's 2 after credit clips that you have to watch.
Please tell
Okay.
me they're gonna tie the universes together like they should.
Don't say anything.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. But anyways, so yeah. But anyways, that's about it that I've done for this past week.
Okay.
God.
Man.
Coleman's got apparently a shit ton to say about some fucking dream, so go ahead.
No, I'm not talking about the dream yet. I gotta
Talk about
Dreamscape
the
over
dream
here.
now
Dude,
because
just
this
say
is
it.
the only chance you're going to have to talk about the dream. Where else during the news is it going to come up, all right, this happened, and Coleman, go ahead and talk about your dream.
No, it's our
And
dream
Tournament
segment.
Dream
The dream
Time. Here
section.
we go.
Dream segment.
Play an intro music for it.
Yeah, just go ahead and tell us about your
Like
fucking
super
dream.
dramatic. All right. So we talk a lot about like make jokes about the Illuminati and shit, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, no.
I didn't know I was having a dream because I was having a dream. And my dreams are like super realistic, even though this one sounds super fucked up. I was in my kitchen that I grew up in as a child.
You grew up in the kitchen?
That's where he was raised.
It's got like bars on the windows.
He's got like
He didn't have a daughter, so we're gonna make
Harry
you.
He's got like a
Potter
child
2.0.
safety gate, just trapped him in the fucking corner, like behind the refrigerator.
So somehow I'm in my kitchen, right? And
Okay.
I'm watching a music video. And it's like a music video. It's got like Crips and Bloods in it and shit. And it's weird. It's weird, dude. So like, next thing I know, I'm in the music video in my kitchen, and it's the Crips and Bloods are like just like standing off one another. They're like trying to sign a peace treaty, and get this shit, dude. All right. So
Real.
I become the man. You know, I'm just the man holding them down, but I'm also the man that's got to fucking sign this peace treaty, right?
It's like
This
a
shit-
witness or what?
Hold on. Do you mean the man is like, the man keeps us down?
Yeah. But
Okay.
they also picked me to be the one to like fucking merge these 2 fucking groups. So like, get this. So the contract, I didn't even see a contract, but apparently the way that they signed the contract was they each made a half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So like, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you.
This could be a movie.
I think fucking the Crips, like they took one piece of bread and spread peanut butter on it, and the fucking Bloods took jelly, and then like they just had the 2 like
They, like,
slices
slapped him with
laying
a
there,
high five.
and it was my job to fucking to sign the
merge 'em.
contract to say, oh yeah, I was a witness here. So I like
I witnessed him making this sandwich.
so look, so I took the fucking sandwich and slapped it over and like closed it, and they're still looking at me. I was like, what? Like what? I
Gotta
do wrong?
eat it, man.
And no, there's a fucking what's the saw that you bought, Olson, for camping? It's like it's not a bandsaw. It's like a wire saw or some
Bowsaw?
shit.
Bosa.
Bosa.
Yeah, bow saw. It's one of those fucking things. I gotta cut the sandwich. with that thing.
I gotta cut the sandwich.
And I'm just like,
man.
what the fuck? Like, why would you cut a sandwich with this? Why wouldn't you just get a knife? And like, as I like, pick up this fucking, and this is weird too, because like, I remember the details of my fucking kitchen table and shit that the saw was on, and I picked up the saw, and like, as I like pulled it apart and was about to like dig into this motherfucker, I got woke up by Olsen because he was calling me. So I didn't even get to finish my fucking dream.
So the Crips and Bloods are still at war in your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a man. Well, and the whole Illuminati thing I was talking about.
Was the man
I was like,
I was about to ask. I was like, what does the Illuminati have to do?
I forgot about that part. So like, like the whole music video, I was like recognizing like signs. Like I saw a triangle on this fucking chest.
Triangles and eyes.
Dude, this was like a weird fucking dream, man. Like, I have weird dreams, but this is definitely took the cake this week.
Did you fucking take LSD before you fell asleep?
I just imagine like he's in his dream and he looks out the window and there's just a giant all-seeing eye pyramid with like fucking rays of light
Just
spraying
hovering.
in his window. Like this is such a detailed dream. Like I'm gonna dream this shit tonight. That's good.
Hold on.
This is good movie material.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time I did salvia on the beach?
No.
No.
Oh, let me tell you about this shit.
Talking about FBI.
Salvia was legal when I was smoking it, so whatever.
Back in my day, we used to smoke it right on the front
I was in
porch.
Virginia, and at the time, it was legal, so fuck it. So, me and some guys, we bought this shit, and we went down to the beach, and we smoked it, and it makes you, like, fucking have, like, these awesome-ass hallucinations for, like, fucking 15 minutes, and then you get up, and you're pretty much fine. So, like, I smoked this shit, and as soon as I fucking, like, laid down after I smoked it, the entire world turned into fucking window shades. Like, I can't explain it any other way than that. It's like, the world just fucking, like, suddenly the sky started looking like pages in a book being flipped, and then it was just like, see someone, like, pull up these blinds, and, like, the fucking world, like, the sky fucking goes up in my eyes, like someone was opening up the blinds. And then fucking, I see, it's like the Price is Right wheel basically spinning, and I see all this shit like all over the place, and then on one of the slots is like the real world. So fucking, it's like spinning.
Trying to grab it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like stop it on the real world because I'm freaking out like what's gonna fucking happen if it lands on something else. So
Teleport to an alternate dimension.
yeah, so fucking, I'm there and it lands on it, and then my vision comes back to normal. It's like it zooms in on the slot. And fucking my friends are just looking at me because I told them, I'm like, all right, don't fucking start laughing and doing shit while I'm just fucking laying here because I'm going to look like a retard, but don't mess with me because it fucks up the hallucinations. So I'm just sitting there like I'm trying to get their attention because I'm laying there and I'm trying to like move my hand and just be like, I'm trying to say, touch me so I know I'm real. But apparently all I'm doing is sitting there fucking waving my hand kind of at him. And just being, and I'm just like, so like just fucking mumbling, and like, fucking like after like 5 minutes of me trying to say this, I'm just like, touch my head, touch my head, and the guys, I see them like look at each other, and like he like kind of crawls over to me real quick and like touches my hand. And like then I'm like suddenly just fine and in the real world and everything's fine. That's how I was just laying there like I couldn't move the rest of my body except like my arm, and I'm just like, touch my hand, just touch my hand.
It makes it funny.
Yo, who were you with?
Stute.
No, well I did it some other time with Stute, and I've done this multiple times. So that was just one time, and it was these guys. It was when we were in fucking school.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, that's too funny.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, so you want to know what I did this week besides have the
Story
fucking
time with Company.
bombest dreams?
Yeah. Tell us.
Is bombest a word? Okay, so let's see. I played a lot of League this weekend. I call it my League of Legends weekend extravaganza. I played something like 30 games, dude, and I didn't increase my fucking elo at all. I'm learning, though. I'm starting to learn. I got a new outlook on this game of League of Legends, and I'll talk more about that on the Leaguecast But that kind of led into me doing the League of Legends Tribunal. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
I do that because I keep trying to find funny shit on there.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with what the Tribunal is, it's basically when you report players in League of Legends, there's a quick system. It's called the Tribunal that basically, instead of like Riot having to sift through all these fucking reports and shit, they basically leave it up to the players. So what you do, you go to the site, you log in, and they basically have like a bunch of different cases. You can vote on up to I think 20 cases a day, and it shows everything from the games that they're reported from. Basically it says who reported them, whether they were like an enemy or an ally, and then the reasons why they reported them. Also shows the entire chat log during the actual game, and it shows like score sheets. And
Can
it does
anybody
this for
do
like
this?
If you have an account, I think you have to be level 30. So you
Catch
up,
that sounds
motherfucker.
way more fun than the game.
Well, dude,
Well, you can only do like 10 a day, I think.
20.
That's enough.
20.
That would please me.
And it shows like his
ego.
score sheet. So it shows like 5. It shows up to, I think they have to be reported for 5 different games. Because it shows you 5 different games that they were fucking reported for. And so basically, you look over all of this data, and you're like, oh, should I punish him or should I pardon them? And basically, you select one, and then you actually have a tribunal rank. So whenever you vote on a case, say that they're found to be punished, and you said, okay, I'll punish them, that actually, it's like raising your elo in the fucking rank system for the tribunal. So the more that you are in line with the majority of people, the more points you get. So it's pretty cool. But I spent a lot of time doing that this weekend because I had some really, really rough games with some really rough people. And that's kind of what I was talking about when I was saying I'll get into it on the Leaguecast. Let's see what else I did. Oh, yeah. So at work, that's the last thing I got. At work, a bunch of the guys that I work with play Magic the Gathering. And I just figured this out. And they ended up convincing me to play. So I'm going to probably pick up some cards or something.
It's actually fun if you get some money into it and you have the time to play it.
I guess there's a new set coming out this Friday. It's called, where is it? Oh, yeah, Journey
There's
to
like new sets all the time.
Nyx or Nikes. I don't know how you say it.
Nikes?
But no, NYX.
It's just like a picture
J's
of a Nike.
on my feet. No, but so I'm gonna probably get into that. They're pretty hardcore about it. This dude's like been playing since like 2003 and shit. I'm just like, God.
Do you guys remember Mediocre and his magic cards?
Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of him because I sat in there and looked at his magic cards for about 4 hours.
Well, hold on.
I used to play like all the, Pokemon, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. I played Magic for a little bit. I wasn't super serious about it. I wasn't gonna make fun of him for playing it. I was just gonna say, every single night when we were there, he would fucking go into like this huge binder full of cards and like arrange his cards. Like, I don't know what the fuck he arranged them by. Was he like OCD or something?
No, he was just super weird fucking guy. So he'd fucking go in there and like for hours every night he just arranged these cards, and every time when he left I would go in there and fuck him up.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know why he would do that, because I was like, yeah, he was in there all the time doing that. And that's because you were fucking him up.
Why? Did he ever say anything about it?
No, he never found out it was me. So
Did
he
you
just
ever steal
he
any
just
of them, or you just
like
you just mixed them up, right?
No, I didn't take them. I didn't want them. I just
Okay.
mixed them up so they were out of fucking order. And so like he'd fucking come in the next day and I'd be in there playing fucking PlayStation. He'd like, I don't know who messed up all my magic cards. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Madeira.
It's just so fun fucking with them.
Oh, my God.
Goodness. Yeah, that's all I got for this week, man. What did you do, Houston?
I didn't do a whole lot. I got my new hammock and my tarp, and they're pretty great. Won't talk about those really because no one really knows what those are except for like us. And I've been playing some Dark Souls 2.
Some?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I've been playing it a lot. Well, not really a lot, only a couple hours so far. I beat the first boss, which is like the last giant is what it's called. And it's fucking it's hard. It's harder than the other Dark Souls, I think. Maybe.
Is it really?
Yeah, like, I think it's harder just because when I played Dark Souls, like, dodging fucking actually dodges all the shit. And on this one, dodging doesn't, like, make an attack clip through you or something. You actually have to use it to dodge out of the fucking way.
Oh, you gotta physically move. Because I remember you could, like, dodge forward and the sword would just look like it's going through you or
like
something.
it would just go through you
just,
in
like,
the other
hit 'em.
one if you were dodging. And on this one, it doesn't do that. I don't know if that happens later, but now you have to use it to get out of the fucking way. So I die all the time because it's different now. And the shield, I don't know what it is about the fucking shield, but the shield is goddamn useless. Like, I'll hold the shield up, because, like, I was like, oh, let me do a fucking knight with, all it is like, health and strength, pretty much. So I'm like, let me try a knight. And I'll fucking hold the shield up. Shit just hits through it. Like, it doesn't fucking block shit. I don't know what the... Like, sometimes it'll block stuff, but most of the time, shit just hits me. And I don't know why. I feel like the sword is, like, going on the shield and then just going through the shield and fucking hitting me. I'm like, fucking work, piece of shit!
Is it made for, like, just trash mobs or anything, or?
Is the shield made for trash mobs? What do you mean?
Yeah, like, for example, in the original, like, there was all the skeletons that were just got annoying after you learned how to fight them. Do you think it's just maybe just for that?
Well, the trash mobs seem a little bit harder this time around. Like,
Is there a lot of mobs in the game?
like I said, I've only beaten the first boss, so I don't know yet. But basically, you go in through the very first starting area where it's like the tutorial, basically. And as soon as you get through the tutorial, you're in the main area, which is like this kind of little village on a cliff, like over the ocean.
Oh,
And-
I was gonna say, is there still a chance of falling off?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
And, I mean, it's really fucking pretty. But then you go to the other areas, and there's a couple areas you can get to right off the bat, but the first one's called, like, Forest of Fallen Giants, I think it is. So you go there, and there's some, like, undead things, and they're pretty easy, but then you go a little bit, and you get to, like, these big skeleton knight things, and they're fucking pretty hard, at least for me. But, yeah, so I've been playing that, and it's pretty fun. Definitely seems harder, at least to me, than the other one. And I've been messing around. I've been trying to fucking draw, because I haven't done that in forever. I've been trying to draw, like cartoons.
Sketch?
Well, not like sketch.
Like
I used to fucking...
Ones you did of Olsen?
Well, yeah, I did Olsen, and I fucking did one of Conerman, and it doesn't look good, so I'm going to redo it. And I did one of Dabney.
It's hard to match perfection.
No.
You just gotta have a white piece of paper and be like, done.
Yeah, done.
Draw 2 black dots on it.
No, 2, like, light blue eyes. But, like, Dabney's was fucking hard because his head is so weird shaped. I had to fucking... like, I sent it to you guys on Facebook, and if you go look, I actually traced his head with, like, an outline and his beard and shit, and it looks
That
so
goat
weird,
teeth.
but that's Dabney.
It is pretty good.
I actually,
But,
I haven't seen it.
It captures his pubic beard very well.
Yeah. So I've been working on those for, like, so we can add it in our logo, pretty much. But I've never done, like, a cartoony style before.
Dude, did you
like-
add shading into his fucking hair? Like highlights in his hair?
Yeah.
It's you. You're doing big boy things.
Well, I mean, I understand
What?
art. I can paint landscapes and houses and shit like that and realistic stuff, but I've never done, like, a cartoony style. So I'm trying to fucking do that. And outlining was fucking weird as shit until I just basically learned there's something that's a setting that is pretty much outlines on my fucking paint program, so now it got way easier. So now I'm fucking practicing it more. Did you
Pictures of...
did you see it?
It looks real. I didn't even know it was. I didn't even know it was a painting.
True to life.
It's so real.
I just want to say that is the fucking, not your eyes because they were tiny and I made them bigger, but that is how big your fucking nose is. Like, 'cause I just outlined
It
it.
is.
It's like a beak.
You need like 2 age spots on it because he's got like freckles on his nose. Doesn't he?
I don't know.
I think he does.
We'll refine these. I got
Yeah.
my drawing pad on the way too, so we're gonna do some.
Yeah,
like,
we're trying to fucking make logos, so I've been doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I've done. So now that that's out of the way, let's just go into the news.
Time for the news.
Time for the news. How's that?
More to
That
11.
was good.
All right.
We need like put in the background like that, like quick, fast-paced, like news. Like,
Like,
yeah, like typewriters going in the background.
and then that really fast music, like super fast while that's going on and shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy.
Climaxing fucking music. Like,
We'll just have like
I'm Randy Rico with
like-
News Channel 7.
it's like,
Randy Rico.
hear us like constantly adjust our papers that have nothing on them. You know, like
And hold on, no, stop. We need to have a video podcast when we do that, so the music can start up, and we're like sitting in a darkened room, and it's like
turn the other way.
tonight in the news, and then the fucking like the announcement finishes, and the light comes on, and we turn to look at the camera while like we're shuffling papers and shit.
We all spit it on
Yeah,
chairs.
we all spin it at chairs at the
I
same time.
spin too far and like go around an extra like 90 degrees and have to like turn around real fast.
you can be Brick.
Who was the guy that fucking?
I love lamp.
Who was the guy that ran around with a grenade?
Yeah, it
Was
Brick.
it Brick? Okay.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Anchorman.
Anchorman.
I didn't watch
Live
that.
life.
It has Steve Carell in it, so I didn't watch it.
Damn.
That's who plays Brick, but whatever. Anyway.
Anyway, all right.
Continue.
They found the ET cartridges. Bam.
I'm surprised they
They
found.
found
that's a pretty
extraterrestrial
vague explanation.
cartridges.
No, anyone who knows about video games, so not you, Conerman, knows what the ET cartridges are.
Explain it.
Okay, Atari released a terrible, shitty game called ET, and
Ended Atari.
it pretty much crashed the entire video game market in the 1980s.
It was a lot of things, but that's what like everybody blames.
Yeah, that's the focal point that
That's-
everyone looks at. They're like, it was E.T.
If you had to point to one thing, it would be fucking ET.
Yeah.
Because
Everything was fine until E.T. came.
yeah. So Atari basically they made this game. They made more fucking copies of the game than Ataris existed, and they're like, "This is gonna fucking sell so many goddamn copies and shit." And it was like the worst video
People
game
gonna
of
buy
all.
two.
It was one of the worst video games of all time. So it didn't sell well, and basically there was a legend, pretty much, that they just went and buried all these fucking cartridges in the desert in New Mexico. And no, everyone thought it was just everyone thought it was just a rumor and shit. And there's some fucking documentary, I don't know what the fuck it is, where they're like, we're gonna go fucking see if they really did, and apparently they really did because they found them.
Yeah, it's actually going to be. It was a Kickstarter project, wasn't it? The documentary.
I have no idea.
I think it was a kick. I'll fact check it, but there was definitely I think it was a Kickstarter project where they're going to make an entire documentary talking about the game, their search for the pile, the excavation, and they're going to actually try and plug some of the old cartridges in and put them on sale for charity, I think.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I
Too bad
don't know if
play
it.
'em.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of Let's Play things that just play terrible video games, and they're like, let's play E.T. on the Atari. Someone will play it.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I'd play it for entertainment.
I've seen some
Stream
videos
it.
of it, and it's pretty terrible.
I can't stream it. My internet's not that good.
Well, let's say
You only need like 10 pixels.
Yeah, 10 pixels.
I can't upload 10 pixels.
64 colors, 8 colors.
It takes me like at least 15 seconds to upload pictures to Facebook. Like that picture of Dabney took me like fucking 15 seconds to put there.
Was that like a camera picture, or was that like, did you do that on the computer?
No, I did that on a computer.
I thought you were
What's
making
program?
a joke.
He was.
It is terrible, but it's
well,
good.
Were you? I thought he meant like, did you draw it on paper and scan it or something? But
No, it looked like he fucking went down to the bar and took a picture of Dabney and cropped it out. He was down there drinking sand.
like no shading on his face and stuff, just like a bland pale color.
I know all about that.
Yeah, well, you do. It's funny because when I shade like normal skin tones, I have to like darken it and stuff. But with Conerman, I just have to make it red.
Dude, awesome.
Dude.
No, I just like fucking texted my supervisor at work, and I was like, I'm not gonna show up until like 5 hours late today. And he's like, okay, thanks
Cool
for the heads
baby
up.
story.
I was like, all right.
Okay.
All right.
And then the Navy
That just
invaded
made
our
me night. I can go
conversation.
back to sleep now and actually get a decent amount of sleep today.
We're in the middle of a podcast.
Well, I know, but when the podcast
Okay.
is
Back to
done.
actual
Also in the news. Unless does anyone have anything else to add about ET cartridges first?
It was a really good game,
pretty-
man. I fucking played it.
No, you didn't.
I got nothing, man.
They announced the official cast, or at least part of the official cast, for the new Star Wars movie that's coming out. How's
I'm
that?
stoked.
I'm excited to know that the original cast is going to be a part of it. Some of these actors, I don't know who they are, or I really don't care about them at all.
Yeah, who's
So-
this Morgan Freeman looking character right here? John Boyega.
He doesn't look like Morgan Freeman.
Actually, he kind of does. I'm gonna say
Like
he
a
kinda
really
does.
young Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
You're racist.
The only
Olsen.
guy that I know is this Oscar Isaac guy.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
that's because of the Robin Hood movie.
Wasn't he in? God, he was in a Sucker Punch. That's what he was.
Yeah, Sucker
Yeah,
Punch.
it's actually on here, but yeah,
Okay.
it looks really good.
Dude,
Anyway,
that's
Anyway.
the dude from Rat Race. Andy Serkis.
So,
Nope. That's not.
He wasn't?
Nope. That's
Who's-
Mr. Bean you're talking about.
Oh, he looks like
I'm
him,
like,
doesn't he?
what?
Rowan
Cuba-
Atkinson.
Cuba
is his
Gooding
name.
Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who he looks like.
He's talking about Andy Serkis.
Every time I think of fucking Cuba Gooding Jr., I think of radio. I kind of feel
Wow,
bad.
that's just
and I
rude.
think, that, for whatever reason, I think that Cuba Gooding Jr. is like slow because of that movie. I don't know, man.
I think of.
I'm not gonna lie, like some of the original cast of these guys look really rough right now.
Hold on.
Except
Before
for
you say that, I just want to
Harrison
say, when I think of Cuba Gooding Jr., I think of what was that Eddie Murphy movie where it was like their dads but they're babysitters?
I think I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Daddy Daycare.
Daddy Daycare.
So that existed, and then there was apparently a sequel and another sequel. Because I remember seeing it was like Daddy Daycare 3, which was like a direct to fucking DVD movie, and Cuba Gooding Jr. was the star of it.
That was 2.
Was
I
it
saw
2?
that one. It was
Oh.
really terrible.
And then I wonder what the fuck happened to Cuba Gooding Jr.'s career. Like, where did that go wrong?
I think after that, that's pretty much been it.
He was in it's like Radio, and then that fucking one Navy movie, and he was in other movies where he was pretty good, and then suddenly just shit, and then nothing. And I haven't heard of him at all since then.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah, okay.
back to Star Wars.
Star Wars. All right.
So wait, he's not in the movie then?
No.
We were just talking about
I
it.
just
for
wanted
some
to clear that up for all the listeners.
Yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr. is playing the little creature that sits on Jabba the Hutt's chest.
Oh, that's racist.
That's racist, dude.
Oh, I didn't mean
Could've
it to
said
be
he's playing-
racist.
You
That's
could have
too
said
far.
he's playing Lando Calrissian.
That would have been racist too.
You could have.
How was that racist? It's a black dude. What are you
It's racist.
talking
You're
about?
racist, Dabney.
You could have
Racist?
said he was playing
Super
Chewbacca.
racist. That's racist.
Is
God.
that racist?
Okay,
All right.
we're going down the wrong
The black
trail.
guy
Hold on.
playing the dog. That's
I
not
think for
racist.
this episode, can we just name it fucking black actors and what we think of them? Because we've talked about Michael Clark Duncan and Morgan Freeman and Cuba Gooding Jr. All we need is
Like
Denzel
Dave
Washington.
Chappelle.
Dave
throw
Chappelle
some
and
more in
Denzel
here.
Washington.
That Denzel, that American
Denzel.
gangster.
He just
Anyway,
wanted.
fucking
He
Star
just
Wars.
wanted to fucking get surgery on his son. He's not a bad guy. Okay. Anyway, so they have the original cast: Carrie Fisher or Princess Leia, Mark Hamill, who is
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Scott. What did you say?
Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. Harrison Ford.
He's actually playing the Joker in the new Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, he's playing the fucking shadowy bad guy from Metalocalypse and the new Star Wars.
Wait.
Harrison Ford, Han Solo, and then they've got the guy who plays a C-3PO, Chewbacca. They've got the same guy who did the fucking puppeteering for R2-D2 is also going to do in
for
that.
some reason.
Yeah. So those people are all going to be reprising their roles, apparently. And then these new people, I don't know who most of them are, but I'll just go ahead and read off their fucking names. John Boyega, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Daisy Ridley. Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Domhnall Gleeson, some ginger guy, and Max von Sydow, I guess is how you pronounce it. I only know 2 of those people. Andy Serkis from Lord of the Rings and Max von Sydow from Exorcist. That's it.
This could go a lot of different ways because I'm excited because there was an article. I'll see if I can link it in the description maybe, but there's an article saying that the new Star Wars movies they're gonna for the most part follow the extended universe after the Star Wars movies, after Return of the Jedi storyline, but they're not gonna follow it to the T. So they're gonna have some flexibility with this movie, and I'm cool with that because I'm not a big fan of the post, Empire extended universe, but I'm excited for this movie. It's actually, I honestly, last year when I started hearing about it, or a year and a half ago, I was thinking it was just going to be a rumor, and then Disney acquired it and all that kind of stuff. And
that's what's really keeping me excited. They just
you don't know anything about you don't know anything about fucking Star Wars, and you don't care. Shut up.
They did a good job with Prince of Persia, man.
No, they didn't. Oh my god,
Goodness.
That movie's so terrible.
It's okay.
I didn't think it was that bad. But anyway, all I hope,
maybe it's because of the chick.
All I want is for them to do the fucking Thrawn storyline, and Max von Sydow can play Captain Pelion, and Adam Driver can be Thrawn because he looks like him, and Andy Serkis can be like his Nogri fucking bodyguard, and that's all I need.
Don't you think Adam Driver's too young to be Thrawn?
Not really. I mean, Thrawn wasn't some old guy.
Ooh, got him.
I suppose. Whatever.
I mean,
Like
I
said,
have no
not a
idea.
fan.
I don't know who Adam Driver is. I have no idea what his fucking acting talent is or anything, but he looks like what I imagine Thrawn would look like. If you painted his skin blue and gave him red eyes and a white fucking suit, he'd look like Thrawn, I think.
I suppose.
So that's just me.
What ifs?
Okay.
It's all interesting. I like it all.
And yeah, like you were saying before, Dabney, these fucking characters, or the people, like Carrie Fisher, she looks fucking rough. Mark Hamill looks fucking rough.
Mark Hamill looks like he's been on the dark side for a while. looks like his daddy for real.
He's been hitting that dark fucking ganji.
They have not aged well. The only person who has aged well is Harrison Ford, which literally looks the fucking same except grayer hair.
Just gray hair.
I got this like image playing out in my head, like they're gonna interview Mark Hamill before the movie, and he's like, take
Just
off my mask so I can lay eyes on you for one last time. But like in real life, he's saying that, and he's like breathing, all fucked up.
Dude, he looks just like
so I hope they have really good makeup artists, because if they're gonna do Thrawn, where it's like 5 years after fucking Return of the Jedi, they're gonna have to make him look young again, and they're gonna need some fucking talented people to pull that shit off. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna hate if they're like all CGI though.
I don't think they'd just hire them to fucking just be CGI.
Well, I'm saying to like put them in like the mocap suits or something, and then they're just gonna CGI their face.
So like, what I hope they don't do is, if you guys remember, like, so you got the original trilogy, which is 4, 5, 6, and all the technology in that shit is like old and beat up. Like, the Empire's been there for a while.
Yeah.
And I guess I justified that for the new ones, 1, 2, and 3, because everything's shiny and fucking new in that one. I hope they don't make everything like, well, it's a new era. Let's make everything shiny and Star Trek-y in the new movies. I hope it's fucking gritty, like Empire and Return of the Jedi were,
I think they'll understand enough. They're not fucking Lucasfilms who hate all their fans and are going to destroy everything they can. I think Disney maybe, or at least be like, why don't we not fuck this up?
But yeah, because Disney actually wants to make money.
Yeah.
They're like, let's listen to the fans because they're the ones who are going to watch.
Here's the thing, though. It's Star Wars. It's going to make money whether it's shitty or not.
That's true. But it's probably also going to cost a shit ton to make.
Think about how much more money they can make.
If they actually make it good, they can make even more money. they have an incentive. The incentive is there to not fuck it up.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm gonna go out and buy all the Lego sets anyway, so whatever.
All right. Also in the news, Watch Dogs Season Pass and downloadable content is unveiled.
And guess what's not included? Wii U.
Dumb.
You rude.
So Watch Dogs is coming out next month, May 27th. And everyone's been super fucking excited about it. It's a Ubisoft game. And it looked really nice, and then I've sort of lost interest in it over time. I mean, I'll still play it probably, but I'm just like, careless. But now they're like, oh, Season Pass and DLC, which I never get that shit anyway. So I guess this doesn't really pertain to me. But it's going to be fucking $19.99, and so all their DLC that they come out with is going to fucking come out, and it's going to be like, all it says is, new characters, missions, and weapons to the game. Yay. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the...
I actually heard more about the DLC, that there's actually possibly going to be an extension to the story. So, I mean, when they first unveiled it, it was just basically, it almost looked like a tech demo. That's why everybody was pissed, because it looked so good, and then they went over it again at the, unveiling, and it kind of looks shittier. But apparently it's a really deep story game outside of the open world aspect of it, and there's probably going to be kind of like BioShock had an extension to the stories instead of just extra shit, So I think there's going to be more than what it says in the article we're looking at right now.
All right. Well, I never get DLC. I don't like it. So, whatever. It doesn't... I'm not interested in it. Maybe somebody is.
DLC titled Conspiracy? Can you say Illuminati?
Illuminati's in everything, man.
Triangles, man.
They're even in Drive Club. See that segue? Bam.
Nice.
Boom.
All right.
Got him.
Drive Club release date officially revealed. It's October 8th in US and October 10th in Europe. What Drive Club is, it's another racing game, like we were talking about Project Cars last week, except it was supposed to come out with PlayStation 4's launch, and then it didn't. So everyone's like, what the fuck is Drive Club? And they're like, oh, it's coming later, don't worry about it. Fucking, hey, guys.
Yeah, we're just doing these couple things to
doing
it.
some stuff to it. So yeah, now it's got a release date, and it's kind of like social media combined with fucking driving, pretty much. That's why it's called Drive Club, because you're supposed to have fucking clubs with your friends that go on fucking races and shit.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know. When I'm
It's
playing
kind of a
shit,
cool
I don't want to
idea
play
on
with
it,
other
but-
people in a racing game, really, unless it's really quick. I don't want to fucking do like a 24-hour fucking relay race or some shit with friends.
I'll do that forever.
I can
love
just imagine like a
endurance
stream.
races.
Those would be some of the most legit streams.
Probably would,
But it would only be cool if there was like not shoutcasters, but like they were organized to where like you'd log in, like they start on a Saturday morning, they end the next Sunday, and you just like you log in to watch a stream. They're like, all right, we're starting the race off, blah blah blah, and then like you leave and you go do some fucking shit like chores or something. You come back like 3 hours later, and you're just like you're just like, oh, and whatever's in the lead. I think it'd be really cool.
It'd be cool if they did it like the actual events, so like almost like the tour or any of the Nürburgring and the European stuff you see, where it's those 24-hour events. Even though, yeah, you'd think it'd be boring watching one person drive for 24 hours, but while they're doing this, they're doing
people.
Yeah, they have really entertaining announcers. They're doing analysis and talking about the teams and past races and stuff like that. So if they get it, like, what are you laughing at?
They just make up like a non-existent like pit crew. And shit.
No. Like I'm thinking like
his back right tire looks like it's about to burn out. It's like, what are you talking about, man?
That's what they kind of think it's supposed to be like. I mean, the problem I'm having is that even though it's supposed to be this social driving simulator, it's looking more and more arcadey every day, and that's not what me and Houston play.
I like
you gotta
simulator
look at the
races.
Player based, man. Like everything's gonna be more casual because it just makes more money.
I think on racing games, people like more authentic racing games. Like, there's a fine line between fucking arcade and racing. So, like, like on the spectrum of like arcade and shit, you go towards Need for Speed and stuff like that, and then on this opposite side where it's realistic, you have like iRacing and shit like that, and then in the middle you kind of have things like Gran Turismo and Forza, which are the fucking most
Dirt.
Yeah, Dirt, Forza, Gran Turismo, shit like that, where it's kind of arcadey, but also it has pretty realistic elements, and those are usually the most successful racing games. And it looks like I almost said Project Cars. Drive Club is more on the fucking arcadey side of it. And I don't like those, because it fucks up your sense of speed. Like, when you're going 50 miles an hour, it needs to look like you're fucking going 50 miles an hour. And
Which
it
doesn't look
turn.
that fast.
Yeah, it doesn't look that fast. And in this, it's like, you're going 50 miles an hour. And it's just like fucking flying past the screen if you watch videos of it. And you're like, no.
Flames coming out of your exhaust pipe.
Yeah, you're like, no, Jesus.
There's like a fucking cloud because you break the sound barrier.
50 miles an hour.
Just cracks.
Yeah, and by the time you're going like 200 miles an hour or some shit on this stuff, it looks like you're fucking going the speed of light. So I don't like these kinds of games. I don't like arcadey fucking racing games.
There's a
it doesn't
huge
look
player base for that, though.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the Need for Speed fans. There's not every, I will say there are some bad Need for Speeds, but most of the Need for Speed fans get every Need for Speed, and this might take that place. It doesn't look full-on arcadey like Need for Speed yet. It doesn't have those fucking blurs and tracers and shit like that yet. But it's getting there, and I don't like that. When it was initially debuted, they were going into like... I remember on the PS3 unveiling, or PS4 unveiling, they were looking at, the graphics and how realistic the suspension's going to act and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and now I haven't even seen that since that happened.
Yeah, they're just like, look how fast you can go, and fucking Mountain Dew is a really cool drink. And shit. It's just like, cool, good game. And they just don't talk about the fucking, like, we're going to be a realistic fucking racing simulator. They're just like, you can do stuff with your friends. Call of Duty's half off this weekend. It's like, awesome. Or not Call of Duty, because I guess it's PlayStation, and they don't care about that, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
What was the racing game, like the tour around the world or some shit?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2?
That's close.
Cruising USA, Cruising World.
Yeah, Cruising USA. I remember that shit.
I played the shit out of those.
Remember that.
I think the best racing game I've ever played is Gran Turismo 4, because I actually did all the 24-hour races in that.
But you have like a full setup. You have your, like, tell them about your steering wheel and everything, dude.
Well, me and Olsen both have like the same thing where we have our steering wheel set up and like a station where it's hooked up to and shit.
But Olsen has like a legitimate like fucking skeleton of like the front of a car, don't you?
Yeah, we both built it. Yeah.
Oh.
So we both have like legit shit for racing games.
It's funny because like what we use it the most for is Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Yeah, fucking Euro Truck's sweet.
Dude, you know what you guys should do? You guys should see if you can find like a car at a fucking like a dump site or whatever, wherever they fucking recycle the cars and shit, and see if you could just like get the front half of a car and just put that steering wheel in there.
People
How
do
legit
that.
would that be?
I actually
People
do
do that
have
all
like
the
a
time.
steel recycling place like in town that I could go to, and they have just fucking stacks and stacks of cars. Basically.
Yeah, and just use like the hood, just make it like into like a storage thing.
So I just have like a 500-pound fucking front of a car sitting in my room.
Yeah.
I just imagine you like
that sounds practical.
Like having to drag that in front of your computer, and there's like spark flying up in the air and shit. Like
just like fucking carving
Just
deep
get
ass
swole
gouges
as
in my
fuck
fucking
so fast.
carving deep ass gouges in my wooden floor and shit.
You just got like traps and fucking delts for days because you just pull that bitch around. Oh shit! All right, what's next on the news, man?
Hold on one second. Nintendo has E3 stuff.
Great. Good job.
Yeah. All right, Dabby's back.
Been back. What are you talking
I
about?
keep looking at the Razer thing, and your mic is gone, and I think you're disconnected from the call. So You're like, all right, next story, and I'm trying to fucking like recall Dabney to get him back in the fucking call because I don't see his microphone.
I've been here the whole time.
I didn't hear you talking, and your mic thing was there. I was like, I guess he got disconnected. So I'm trying to add you back, and you're like, next story, and I'm like I had too much shit going on at one time.
Oh, you were talking about car games, which I hate.
Well, you hate everything that costs
they're
more than
fun.
50 cents.
It's only fun if like I can just pick it up. It's like for Dabney with
'cause,
fighting games. Like if I could pick it up
I
and
hate
beat one of them,
simulation
like if I can beat one of them because they try so hard at it and like they like it so much, I guess it brings up the troll in me. But if I can beat them just by like not even trying, I'm just like,
That happened with fucking Dirt.
see, that's because I'm better at you than in that game.
No, you know what happened. Where fucking I don't have the processing power on my fucking computer
of your
to
brain.
shut the fuck up to get like a perfect steady 60 FPS on Dirt 3. So every time the game would like skip just a little tiny bit, it would fuck up the registration of my steering wheel setup. And so my steering wheel would just be dead for like 2 seconds every time that happened. And I'd just go careening to a wall, and Conan would be like, man, you suck at this game. I'm so much fucking better at you than this game and shit. And he's playing with his keyboard in like a kind of arcadey game. It's like, fuck you, it's a steering wheel. He's like, sure, it's a controller. So I
I'm
fucking
doing just
like,
fine with this keyboard.
so I fucking like disconnect my entire steering wheel setup and grab my fucking Xbox controller and plug it in and just like beat his ass. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, I quit this game.
The worst part is when we would do the Gymkhana, and me and you have to like actually do the drifting maneuvers with our steering wheel.
Yeah.
And all Connorman has to do is like tap fucking spacebar for his handbrake. So we're just like wee, like trying to spin our steering wheels as fast as we can and shift with an actual shifter.
I'm just like flawlessly drifting
Yeah.
past them. It's like, see you nerds.
He's like, ha ha, I'm winning, faggots. Ha ha ha.
And I'm like fucking grabbing my steering wheel and like turning as hard as I can like against the gears until it breaks.
The force feedback and everything.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
like-
I think I remember because like every time you guys would turn, like you could hear that shit. Just like I hear you guys whipping your steering wheels over. Like I can just imagine you guys sweating, like just fucking.
Dude,
It
I'd
was
break a
a
sweat
workout.
playing
We'd
that
fucking
game.
sweat. I'd have to like fucking take my shirt off and shit. I was just like, fucking next round, go. And like it's like a workout doing that
he's
shit.
got a fucking headband on to catch all the sweat.
Have on like a trucker hat. Anyway, next story. We can talk about racing games all day. Well, me and Olsen could. Dabney and fucking Conerman could probably sit there and be like, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
good at
hey,
them.
Go
Beat that
games.
ass.
Excited.
I'm Dabney.
Let me drift around this corner again for the 80th time in 20
All
minutes.
right,
Left turn.
Nintendo.
All right, Nintendo reveals its E3 plans. And they don't include...
They're not going to be
yeah,
there.
they're not going to be there. Pretty much is it. So they're instead of fucking going to E3, they're going to do a digital event. So they're going to still do a conference. They're just not going to physically be there, and you can watch it on your fucking phone, I guess, if you show up. If you're a diehard Nintendo fanboy and you're like, I need to get to E3 to see what Nintendo's doing, I hope it's not fucking another Mario game. Then you'd probably be disappointed, for one, because that's
Then
all
it's
they
gonna
show
be a
ever.
Mario game.
And two, you're going to be double disappointed because they're not even going to be there. So fuck you.
So
Well-
didn't they say this last year, and then they still had a booth there anyway?
They said they weren't going to be like a major presence there. They weren't going to fucking commit a lot of resources. So yeah, I think they did have a booth, but it wasn't a huge thing. Like, it wasn't Xbox and Sony.
I don't know. I'm really disappointed with Nintendo because I think they could handle themselves so much better by just sucking up to the fact that, hey, you haven't been doing too good lately. Why don't you figure out what's going on? Instead, they're like, nope, stay the course.
Nope, stay the
And-
course.
Gotta
Hey,
be different, guys.
We need
When
to have
is
the worst
E3?
controller ever made. It's in June.
Okay. I just wanted to point out the top comment on this story is, I don't care what people say about Nintendo. I bought a Wii U yesterday, and I'm proud.
That's
I just
the problem. Is there's those like super dedicated, like for example, I love PlayStation, but I haven't bought a PS3 yet because
PS4.
there's or PS4 yet because there's nothing out for it, you know, or there's nothing out for it that I really care about. But there's people buying Wii U's be like, I love Nintendo, I'm gonna buy a Wii U even though there's dick all to play for it.
I can play...
Hope Smash Brothers comes out sometime.
Yeah.
Or Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Or something that's decent.
I don't care what game. They could have the best games in the world. and I'm sure Nintendo fanboys think they are. But the fucking controller is so shitty. Have you guys held a Wii U controller?
You don't like
screen?
controllers,
No.
though, do you?
I mean,
you're more of a-
I have an Xbox One controller because I thought they fucking had the drivers for them already, and I was gonna play Dark Souls 2 for it, but they don't have them yet. So I have an Xbox One controller. I like it. I like PlayStation's controllers, kind of. They fucking, if I'm playing a fighting game, they give me blisters and shit. But I like them
What? How hard
Yeah.
are you playing?
hard.
Play hard.
That's how hard I play.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind
all the
controllers, but have you guys held the Wii U like screen thing?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's awful.
The-
It
the
feels like
tablet, you
the
mean?
cheapest fucking plastic ever, and
made-
it's
a giant computer made for little tiny hands.
Yeah, it's like a huge fucking screen that weighs nothing, so it feels weird. It feels like it would have some fucking weight in it, and then your hands have to be like that fucking commercial, that Burger King commercial where they're like, "You want to go to BK, man?" He's like, "No, I got these tiny hands." It looks like, it feels like it was made for that fucking guy. Even if you got like their normal controller, which is like for playing old Nintendo games, basically, like on their Nintendo store, they have like a normal kind of Nintendo controller. Even that is the tiniest fucking thing on the planet. Like, I can't hold their controllers, and even if I could, it's so fucking awkward. Just give me a goddamn controller to play with.
That's not even
You
the.
think it's because it's made for little kids?
I mean, even if
That's
it
why
was
it's so small.
human-sized, the Wii U controller is still fucking stupid. It's stupid to have a screen when you can just look at the fucking TV, I think. Because I've played games where like, all right, look at the TV. Now you have to look down at the screen and fucking check your inventory. I'm like,
I
no.
always thought that would be awkward. It's like you have your mini map down here in your lap. It's like, well, I don't want to look down there for a mini map. I want to look on the top right corner or something.
Yeah.
Action RPGs, sometimes your inventory is like a break from the game, so you can sit in there and think. You don't want to have to
Yeah.
pull shit out of your crotch, basically, to play the game.
Yes.
Yeah, and just the normal Wii controllers were like, oh, you want to play a game? Instead of being a relaxable and enjoying experience, you have to fucking get up and flail your arms around like a retard. Hope you don't have any family or friends, because they're going to leave.
Unless you're Olsen and playing Legend of Zelda. You remember that? Olsen's like laying on the couch like sideways, and he's got like one remote in his hand. He's just like swinging it up and down.
That's because like Skyward
Like,
Sword, like you like didn't have to.
You just randomly like stick his arm up in the air and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I can't.
It's like, have you ever watched those guys that are like pros at Rock Band? Or like with the Wii, you kind of just like, you have to flick your wrist a certain way. Like you don't even have to actually do it. You just flick your wrist a little bit.
Yeah.
And with Rock Band, like, have you ever watched somebody sing on that shit, like competitively?
Yeah, they don't sing.
They
They
don't
just
sing.
hum
Sing.
beats.
Yeah, there's like, and like they still go hoarse at the end of the day because they sing the whole, like they hum the whole fucking day.
Yeah.
Shit's real.
Was there a point to the story, or
No, I was just
Anyway,
bringing it
so
up.
back to
No, he's talking about, like-
E3.
Like the way I would play like Legend of Zelda, like the way Dabney was saying, because I wouldn't move. Like I played that game to its core, and I'm talking about Skyward Sword, and I would lay on our super deep couch, and I couldn't, move my arms, so I just would flick my wrist when I wanted to do like a complicated thing, and I got so good at that, I didn't even have to like pick my hand up off the couch. I could just like twitch it and do what I wanted to do.
it's just, I think a lot of their problems would be fucking solved, Nintendo's problems, if they would just get rid of fucking Wiimotes and that stupid Wii U controller and just give people a normal fucking human controller that did what you wanted to do without you have to fucking get up and move around like an idiot. I'm sure there's people that are like, I can't play with anything else aside from the Wiimote because I have Down syndrome or something. But for
Golly. Hold
for
on.
normal people, where they're like, hey, you know what's fun? Relaxing and playing a video game and the controller doing what I wanted to do and being able to fit in my hand. Do that. Get one of those. That's what I want. And then I would play your fucking 80th Mario game, which is the same game. Except now you have a cat suit. Cool.
Cool, good job.
It's like,
Mike.
oh, it's just like the original Mario on the fucking Nintendo. All you're gonna do is jump over a couple things, and there's Goombas. Don't run into them and stuff, and get these coins and stars. And oh, there's a new thing though. We got a cat suit instead of a fucking raccoon suit.
I think, I mean, you're on a rant right now, so I think like maybe
Sorry, I want
listen,
Nintendo to be good.
I'm not trying to like segue it away. It's you. I remember us having fun, playing with the Wii and playing like Wii Tennis and stuff, like Wii Sports, because that was fun.
Wii Sports is
Yeah,
fun.
Wii Sports was
the
only good
those
thing.
basic games like that are awesome. But dude, come on, the rest of those games.
No, I know, but the Wii U came out trying to bank on the novelty of it, and all the fanboys and girls ate up that novelty stuff. So Nintendo's like, yeah, let's keep doing this. We'll keep getting more people. No, I think people are kind of sick of it. People want Nintendo to go, like, honestly, this Smash Brothers game and Mario Kart 8 should have been released day one with the Wii U. That's when those games should have been ready. And the fact that they're not is, I think, a huge portion of why it's not available. And, like, you guys remember when the Wii U was announced, they had that beautiful tech demo for the new Zelda game? Where's the new Zelda game? But
I thought they said that the new Zelda game was supposed to be just like the HD version of like Skyward Sword.
And how stupid is that? You have this huge dedicated fan base. Like, I would seriously consider getting a Wii U if a Zelda game was coming out that was worth a damn.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, stay the course. We'll do these stupid.
Dude, honestly, I would probably I would get a Wii U if they were like, we're remaking Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask for the Wii U with ultra graphics and like more dungeons or something. I would probably.
That's because it's Ocarina of Time. I'd play that on anything.
Well,
that's what I mean.
We're making Ocarina of Time for Atari 2600. Like, oh, getting it.
Gotta get
just
it.
Like.
Bet you won't find that.
I had the original Wii because Wii Sports was fun, and I liked Wii Sports. And yeah, that was something where the Wiimote actually worked, because it was like, hey, go fucking bowling, go golfing. And it was fun, and it worked, and it was simple and easy, and it felt like it should, because swinging a golf club and swinging the Wiimote are the same motion. But when I played any other game, the last one I remember was Mad World on fucking Wii, and it's like, oh, fucking go kill these people and throw the body in the dumpster. And, like, I have to fucking, like, slam the Wiimote down every time I throw a body in the dumpster, which is, like, 5 times a second because I killed so many people in that game. Then it just gets tiring. Like, I fucking quit that game halfway through because I hated the remote so much. And there's a ton of other games I could play, like fucking Mario Galaxies and shit, because Wii U has backwards compatibility, and I still won't get it because I hate the controller. Like on Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart, why do you need a fucking Wiimote? You don't. Just have a controller with something that makes you, like on Mario Kart, all you need is something that makes you move forward, a gas, a brake, and something to steer around. You don't need a fucking Wiimote. And I know they know they don't need it, so they're gonna have some stupid fucking mechanic in the game that's gonna be like, wave your arms around like a fucking idiot to jump over the ramp or some shit to break this special mystery box and get a red shell. Like all these
waving inflatable
all these Nintendo people are gonna be like, oh, this is so great, such good innovation. I'm so glad they put this in the game. Ha ha ha. Can I go on the short bus now? Like, that's all I imagine. Like, those people are dumb, and they should feel dumb, and they should, like, stop catering to those people. You're killing yourselves, Nintendo.
We gotta rant about the Wii and Nintendo in every episode. Like last time it was me. Now it's Houston getting all mad. So Dabney, you're next, and then Connerman, if you ever get one.
I won't ever get mad at it. It's treating me good, man.
You don't have one.
It's a good party. It's a good party system, but I'm not.
It is.
I sold you my fucking. Which one did I sell you, Olsen?
The Wii U, or no Wii, the black one, so I could play Skyward Sword, and then I haven't touched it. The only thing I use it now for is to check my weight on Wii Fit. That's it.
I thought you were gonna say collect test.
That's
flight test.
To collect.
Oh yeah.
I just know Nintendo was like what I had in my childhood. I had the original Nintendo.
Yeah,
Super Nintendo was the greatest fucking console ever. N64 was good. I even liked the fucking GameCube. You know why I like the GameCube? Because I had a normal controller.
GameCube.
And then they're like, Wii! And they're like, here's the Wiimote. You can fuck yourself with it because we're Nintendo and fuck you. Fuck our friends. It's like every time I grab the fucking Wiimote, it's like Reggie is just holding this big fucking middle finger in my face, and that's what the Wiimote is.
I thought you were going to say have his dick in your hand.
Or
You
that.
actually-
And I have
you
to
actually-
jack off fucking Reggie.
You
Whoa.
actually can't fuck yourself with it. You have to get the dildo attachment, which goes around. You put the wheel.
You have to get
the wheel
Wiimotion
inside.
Plus to fucking fuck yourself.
Oh
with
yeah, that too.
it. So, God. All right. We're going on 115 minutes. I don't know how many hours that is. It's like an hour and a half. So we're good. No, that's an hour and 15
That's
minutes.
74 minutes.
Okay.
for that right now.
It said like 114, and I was like, fucking Nintendo's fucked me up too much. So anyway,
I think
that's
it's
the
just
show,
that
everybody.
Salvia.
yeah.
Thanks for joining, guys.
I haven't finished the outro yet. Hold on. Let me say it. I was going to say, talk about Coleman's weird lucid dreams. Well, not really lucid dreams because he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I did know exactly what was going on. I
You
just
didn't at
know
the
why
time.
it was going on.
I don't feel like explaining what a lucid dream is and why that wasn't what you had, so never mind. Talk about Salvia. Dabney's getting arrested now. Coleman or
I probably won't be on the next podcast.
Olsen fucking stuff up since 1 second mark. It's like usual.
I think you're doing great, man. Just keep
Yeah.
keep up the good work.
Just be you. You're pretty. You're eye candy.
It's a podcast. That's a huge
That's why
disadvantage.
you're the eye candy, Olsen.
You're candy. You're like that weird whispering woman.
So creepy.
All right.
So yeah, visit our website, mediocregamecast@podbean.com. Email us. We still haven't got a fucking email yet. You could be the first. You can make history.
You know
So
what
email
we
us.
should do? I was thinking about this the other day. We should put that plug in the beginning so that people like when they start listening to the podcast, like, oh, these guys are decent. Okay, maybe I'll send them an email instead of like them having to stay the whole time because like, God, these guys suck. And they're
Well,
just like, oh, I'm not gonna stay for the whole podcast.
if we actually get fans, you can
got
email
one.
us. Yeah, we got one guy following us. Also follows like a devil cult podcast. So I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
he's not going to follow us
Yeah, I don't know
anymore.
what that says about our podcast, but whatever.
But we should say thank you for following our podcast. Thank you.
Thank you, devil worshipper. I hope you also hate Nintendo.
Damn, Houston, you mad still?
I'm not mad. I'm just saying that fuck Nintendo. And we got a
Alright.
fucking devil worshipper following us and Illuminati triangles. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Well, that was real. I had a psychic
I
dream about
I
that.
haven't even got to say the email yet.
Well, don't worry about that because
Email us at mediocregamecast@gmail.com.
That's smooth.
Clarity.
Email us at mediocregamecast@gmail.com.
$10
How's
says
that?
you won't
Baby.
you won't do a voiceover like that and make it like a legitimate fucking outro or intro.
What are you saying?
Wait,
Nothing.
what?
Anyway, that's the show this week, guys. We'll end on
Guys.
that.
Also catch us at mediocregamecast.podbean.com.
I already said that.
And on
No,
iTunes.
you did. You said the email, but that's okay.
I said visit our
And on
website
iTunes.
first.
He did say
Olsen.
the website. He did say the website.
I'm the host. Shut up.
You just did what you should have mad at Nintendo. Let's go.
I am.
Let's finish it up.
I tried. You kept talking.
Bringing it home, guys.
Don't forget about your YouTube
Man,
channel.
fuck that
YouTube
YouTube channel. Fuck Nintendo.
All right.
We'll talk to you guys next week.